Here's what's happening in the news. I just came across this article here from The Guardian, and it's entitled Zimbabwe to Make Chinese Yuan Legal Currency After Beijing Cancels Debt. And so this article here is just a real good indicator of what lies ahead for the Federal Reserve note, or AKA the dollar. And it's another example of how, a lot of countries, predominantly, developing nations, as well as Eastern nations, are or have been for a while now, rethinking the dollar. And so this article here gives a little bit of a summary of how, China is pretty much making a push to put the yuan anywhere it can so that they can begin doing trade, without using dollars. And so just to give you a little rundown of what this article says here, I'll also post it below. But it says that Zimbabwe has announced that it will make the Chinese yuan legal tender. Legal tender. So Mugabe, who's the president, this gentleman right here, has officially made it known that the yuan or renminbi will be used as legal tender, which means lawfully it'll be acceptable amongst citizens there in Zimbabwe, so they can open up bank accounts and do investment type things there locally and possibly in China in the yuan, which is just another way of saying that they have more alternatives other than using what's currently being used now, which is the United States dollar as well as the South African rand. And so basically it says China said that they are canceling our debts that are maturing this year, and we are in the process of finalizing the debt instruments and canceling and calculating the debts. Minister Patrick, Chimasa, whatever said. Chimasa also announced that Zimbabwe will officially make the Chinese yuan legal tender as it seeks to increase trade with Beijing. Zimbabwe abandoned its own dollar in 2009 after hyperinflation, which had peaked at around 500 billion%, rendered it unusable. So it goes on, just to give some of the details, but basically, with this whole idea of legal tender currency, the dollar, the yuan, just more news about what's happening globally, which you will not hear on your mainstream news, dealing with the fact that most nations are rethinking the dollar. And so just something you should know about. I thought it'd be interesting. If you find this informative, share it. I would love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Thanks.